I got a big update for you when it comes to the government shutdown. Good news for the crypto markets. We're also going to talk about Charles throwing some heat because, well, someone in the crypto industry is throwing heat at him. We'll talk that, XRP price action, along with a couple other juicy stories. Buckle up, kiddos, and happy Sunday.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And if you're sitting here going, bro, it's Monday, well, guess what? You should hit the notification bell so you get the videos the day of launch. Now, if you're sitting here going, bro, it is happy Sunday, well, then you're a good person. A smart noodle. Yes, you are watching videos the day they come out. Now, before we get up to the blob of red up on the screen, I do have some good news for you, and viewer comments, and Charles throwing a little hissy fit. We'll share that one. We'll talk about gold and silver. We'll talk XRP price, United States government odds, and your comments. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. Isaiah says, insane intro, G. What do y'all think about me mixing up a little bit of music in the intros? Do you like that, or you just want me to get right into the news? I've been feeling a little, feisty lately. Eric Nielsen says, happy 420 from Hawaii. Choo choo bitches, time to go to work. Love your show. Hawaii, 420, choo choo bitches, loving the show. Dude, that's like 4 awesome things. Well done, Eric Nielsen. Bitcoin, 109,367. ETH is 39.79. XP is at 277.1. BNB's under 1,000. Sol under 200. XLM is what? Yes, 35 cents. So what's going on right now? Well, United States government shutdown odds have heavily declined. Check this out. We were up to 82% here, 83% on Polymarket, and we are now down to 65%. Why? Because Trump decided to meet with the big dogs on the Hill. And you're like, but bro, we haven't talked about altcoin season. Oh, really? Altcoin season index 62 out of 100. That's not good. That means you saw BTC retain its strength while the alts slid a bit here as of late. In fact, the altcoin index at its peak was 78 in this move, and we've now pulled back to 62. Looks a lot like this chart right here, doesn't it? United States government shutdown. All right, so why did that odd go down on that? I almost made a naughty joke about why it's going down, but it's Sunday morning. We're going to be good with this. Trump to meet with top congressional leaders as government shutdown looms. Presidente Donald Trump met with the top 4 congressional leaders at the White House on Monday, and actually they mean on Sunday. He's going to, right? This is a future thing, right? There's some optimism here. As the clock draws near to potential government shutdown, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, along with House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader John Thune are expected to attend. So the bigs from both sides of the aisles. The development comes after Trump abruptly canceled a planned meeting with Democratic leaders on Thursday at the urging of Johnson and Thune. The president called the Democrats' demands unserious and ridiculous. I don't have a good Trump. What do you call them things? Where like your accent. Yeah, I don't have a good Trump impersonation or good accent, so I'm sorry. I'm going to have to read it like this. Since then, Jeffries and Schumer have been trading very public barbs with Trump over the looming government shutdown and the Democrats' demands. Jeffries and Schumer issued a joint statement on Saturday evening saying this: President Trump has once again agreed to meet in the Oval Office. As we have repeatedly said, Democrats will meet anywhere, anytime, and with anyone to negotiate a bipartisan spending agreement that meets the needs of the American people. Just don't spend more money and put us into more debt. That's all we want. Don't increase debt. We just don't want that. Fix the fucking budget. Start saving money. We are resolute in our determination to avoid a government shutdown and address the Republican healthcare crisis. Time is running out. Yeah, healthcare is stupidly expensive. The coverage sucks balls, and well, it's another example of things in Los Estados Unidos that are not going well. But they're set to meet. And because they're set to meet, that's why the odds have gone down quite dramatically. Thinking, oh, maybe Trump's going to cave and work with the bigs and tell the people in the Senate, hey, work with the Democrats. We need this to go right, or else we're going to melt the economy to the ground. That's not good. Altcoin season index, like I said, 62 out of 100. It's not 69, and my wife is still recovering, so it's not 69 for me either. Volume sucks massive whang this morning, and you spell that W-H-A-N-G, Huang. You have to say it with a in there, okay? For those that got a little sinus problem, we have a little extra in there when we say it. Volume, under $100 billion at $93 billion in the last 24 hours. So the market right now is doing this and holding its breath. Why? Because we want to see if the meeting actually happens. So yeah, you're seeing the volume slide. You're also seeing the odds for a government shutdown slide. You're not seeing the price rebound yet because why? Well, because A, the meeting hasn't happened, and B, just because they meet doesn't mean they agree. Now, that being said, what is getting ready? Gold opens up tonight, trading that is. So I'm going to be watching gold and silver to see how these markets react. Because if all of a sudden poly market and the expectations of the shutdown go down, that would mean that the prices of gold and silver go down. But we're going to see if the market plays that way. Because remember, gold and silver safe haven assets, that's where it's at. Gold's record-breaking rally in 2025, gold stackers comment down below, which has brought the metal within reach of 4,000, maybe signaling an underlying concern. Specifically, according to Bloomberg's Mike McClone, gold is on track for its best annual performance since 1979, with the Bloomberg Gold Sum Index nearly up 39% over last year. That's honestly for gold, that's melting faces. Gold index up 39%, this is freaking melting faces. The gold market roars when it goes up like 2%. So it's just putting that into perspective for you. Silver and other precious metals have also seen sharp gains. Okay, cool. In the next post, this is where things get wonky, okay? This is where you got to pay attention. This is where I throw like the hidden nuggets and tidbits and juice in here for it. In the next post, on August 26, McGlone suggests that gold's price reflects worries over the durability of the market performance. Oh, interesting. Now, here's the issue. He noted that while precious metals have surged, gold and silver, base metals such as copper, aluminum, and nickel have lagged, signaling weakness in the real economy. Gold's rally appears to be driven more by caution than growth, reflecting investor unease over future risks, right? The safe haven play. So you got gold and silver roaring, but other metals out there aren't. The building and construction metals. So if the building and construction metals are doing crappy price-wise, that means the demand there isn't good, which means we really have to worry about a global recession. Thank you, Jerome Powell, for overcooking the turkey. So, what do we got to start thinking about? Into 2026, growth being slow. If growth is slow, growth assets, right, and risk assets like crypto, what? Will be slow as well. But, remember, regs, I believe, are stronger than that. ETFs, well, we'll find out because a lot of them have been nothing burgers. So remember, the crypto market has some bullish things coming to offset this negativity. How are shares of Bitcoin treasury companies performing amid private fundraisers? Well, let's just throw this out there. Just because you buy crypto doesn't mean you're going to turn your company around. Some of your companies are just absolute pieces of shit, and that's the deal. And no, I'm not going to do this. BTC firms turn to private fundraisers. Several Bitcoin treasury companies have opted to fund their Bitcoin purchases using a pipe. That's what I use to smoke my... Bitcoin treasury companies often need large blocks of capital bong to quickly front-run expected BTC rallies, announce large BTC purchases, and rebrand their equity narrative or start their treasury. Although few viable options for Bitcoin treasury firms, pipes can negatively impact a company's stock. The share prices of most Bitcoin treasury companies that have raised capitals through a pipe have fallen. The declines range from 42 to 97%. Whoa. Companies like Kindly ND have watched their stock plummet by 97% after the raise. NACA declined over 50% in a single day. Others, such as Empire Digital, Sequans Communication, are already trading below their pipe issuance price. Additionally, entities like Strive and Cantor Equities face downside risk with their shares trading above their pipe prices. They could still fall. Basically saying these companies that raised all this big money for BTC, their value now is less than after they raised their money. That's not good. Charles Hoskinson, oh man, he's getting ready to fight Cointelegraph. Want to know why? You'll find out. Charles Hoskinson slams Cointelegraph over 600 million ADA voucher scandal. So, a while back, there was an NFT artist out there throwing some shade at Cardano's Hodgkinson, saying, yo, when we did the original redemptions, dude, you stole like $600 million. Well, what happened was they hired an independent auditing firm, And that auditing firm was like, yo, 99.7% of the ADA vouchers were actually legit. So Charles is like, well, wait a minute, Cointelegraph. You need to retract your story because you were saying naughty things about me. Cointelegraph is coming back saying Charles is pressuring us to make some retractions to change the stories. We don't believe that's accurate. The controversy began earlier this year when NFT artist Masato Alexander accused Charles Hoskinson of misusing his Genesis key to manipulate the Cardano blockchain and steal $600 million worth of ADA, one of the biggest reorgs in blockchain history. Whoa. Cointelegraph heavily covered the claims, amplifying the accusations and stoking further speculation. However, an independent forensic audit conducted by the law firm McDermott, Will, and Emery accounted the firm BDO debunked these allegations. The audit revealed that 99.7% of ADA vouchers were properly redeemed. Oh, okay, so that's actually really good. That means Charles wasn't that shady. That's awesome. Hoskinson is now demanding that Cointelegraph addresses its role. He's still a fucking loser. All right, he might not have been shady, but he's still a fucking loser. Hoskinson is now demanding that Cointelegraph address its roles in spreading misinformation, as the facts have clearly disproven the initial allegations. He argues that the outlet's refusal to retract its story, even the audit, is failure of its journalistic responsibility. Here's the deal with that, okay? Some people out here aren't believing the audit. They're saying, hey, look, he hired this company knowing they would give favorable results. I've even seen some reports suggest that he paid this company to provide favorable results. Now, I'm just going to go out here and say this. I don't like Charles. I think he's a scumbag. He's been one of the biggest liars in the crypto space. He's talked time and time again how he's working with big players in DC. That was never true. He talked about the Ripple Cardano partnership, which was a big nothing burger too. It's basically the Lace wallet and trying to get a little XRP in it. So he's done a lot of shit that we really don't believe in, okay? He's totally ripped on the XRP community, come back and said, oh no, they're great people. Yeah, that's because you want their money. But before you didn't want their money. So now Charles is going up to Cointelegraph. This is what he wrote on X. And as always, any article you see in this video along, the other ones will be linked in the description below. Ready? Come to my attention that apparently Cointelegraph's editor-in-chief refuses to publish a retraction about the story they ran on the alleged ADA voucher theft. Apparently, they will run a story saying that we are pressuring them. Telling people to tell the truth about what happened isn't pressure. It's basic journalistic integrity, which Cointelegraph lacks as core. Yeah, Times Tabloid, they're like the worst. They make Cointelegraph look like fucking Mother Teresa. As an industry, we need to do better, and if you run a project in crypto, I'd recommend pulling your ads from Cointelegraph, attending their events, and legitimizing them. Basically saying, hey, look, if Cointelegraph doesn't fix this story, pull all their support. Accusing IOG of stealing $600 million is defamation at the highest level, giving a platform for it even without contacting us and not correcting the record. Okay, this is good. I wanted to share this comment, okay? It says, you keep throwing around defamatory. Why not actually take legal action, sue for your losses? Action goes further than talk. And that's the whole point. Charles has been all talk. All talk. And people want to see it follow through. So Charles, if you believe this is defamation, go after him. They accuse you for $600 million. You just got to prove some things. Either way, I'll keep you updated on this story. I can't stand Charles. It's good, though, that the audit said that they weren't naughty with the money. XRP's price, well, it's naughty with the money and not the good naughty like at the strip club. Ever since we got close to touching $3 on the 24th of September, we have had some trouble. Why? Because government shutdown increased. So, remember I told you we're going to go sideways until we get some resolution? Well, there you go. Resolution time is September 30th into October 1st, right? Right at midnight, 12:01 in the morning. So we got a few more days to chew through the poop sandwich. It's the 28th right now, so we got like 2.5 days. Expect more of the sideways bullshit unless we get good news. And not good news like Trump is going to have a meeting, but good news like, hey, at that meeting, they came up with a resolution. At this meeting, they were able to do this and this and this to avoid a shutdown. Then things would go well. So, when will XRP start moving? Well, when we get some actual good news from the government shutdown. Until then, gold and silver are going to absolutely roar. XRP's volume down 42% to $3 billion. Whoa. Whoa, you're starting to get into these slower weekends. But, hey, $3 billion is still better than we were before the November election. So the oomph, the excitement for XRP is still way better. Way better than it was for the majority of 2024. So, government shutdown, let's see. It's usually a lot of theater, and they get stuff fixed at the last second to make themselves look like heroes. How about you fucking fix the shit first? You got a little bit of Charles action with Cointelegraph. Okay, dude. No one likes you, Charles, anyways. You're just a fucking knob gobbler. So I don't know. Good luck with that one. Got a little bit of price action, a little bit of pause in the market action, and now it's all about government shutdown action. So you know what I'm doing tonight? I'm going to be watching the gold and silver markets open and see how traders play that action after the promise of a Monday meeting with Trump and the bigs from both sides of the aisle. Now, crypto, look, we're going to be in limbo until we get actual resolution. Talk is cheap. You know what's even cheaper? These videos, they're free for you to watch, so you might as well hit that like button and subscribe button so you don't miss out. Because again, this was Sunday's video about Monday's meeting. So if you're watching this on Monday, naughty. Hit that notification bell. If you're watching this on Sunday, you're not naughty when it comes to watching videos, but maybe you're naughty with your partner? Golf clap. Happy Sunday. Well, if you're naughty with your partner, it's a happy Sunday. For people like me, it's a work day. Sunday, the work day. Choo-choo what? Well, damn, girlfriend, you didn't see the sign? Open your eyes. Here you go. Choo-choo what? I'll even move my camera. Choo-choo bitches.